Hello, my name is Gina with Complete Healing for Your Mind, Your Body, and Spirit, and we're going to talk about soul contracts today. So, what is a soul contract? Well, when people come to me, quite often, the most common question is, what is my life purpose? And I usually look up their soul contracts. So, your soul contract is very easily found. And well, the way you find that is you look at the closest solar eclipse, and that's the eclipse of the sun right at the moment that you were conceived, not after, but before. So that's the closest one to the moment that right before your birthday, the moment you were conceived. And then your lunar eclipse, which is the eclipse of the moon. And that is the closest one to the moment you took your first breath. And usually those eclipses will give you your soul contract, essentially. And your soul contract is what you promised to teach here to your fellow human beings. What did you promise to teach, and then what did you agree to work on? What are going to be some of your challenges, your Achilles heels, things that you need to look at, that you need some more development in? Typically, not always, but typically, most of them will tend to be the exact opposites. For example, we'll say Virgo and Pisces. Those are the exact opposites. Aquarius and Leo. Sagittarius and Gemini. Quite often are typical, for most people. Not always, but typically they are. So when people come to me, the first thing I do is I look up their soul contract and see, when they ask about their life purpose, I tend to look at that. So why is that stuff important? Why is it important for us to know? Well, it's things that we're good at. It's what we promise to do when we're here on this earth plane. And that is important because we have to honor those agreements. If we choose not to honor our soul contract, your body will have physical symptoms. So let's take a look at some of those. We're just going to use a general example, okay, and give you an idea of how it works. So we'll take Sagittarius and Gemini as an example. So let's say that somebody has their solar eclipse in Gemini. So their solar eclipse in Gemini is going to be somebody who's very good at communication. They're going to be somebody who will say the right things at the right time and have a huge impact in somebody's life. This is somebody that would probably do good in sales, in public speaking, mentoring, an advocate, that type of areas. Anything to do with communication, broadcast, might be an area that might be, quite profound in whatever they feel passionately about. Well, what's interesting is if you had this particular solar eclipse and you chose not to speak, if you chose not to be inspiring to your fellow human beings, your body will have physical symptoms. Now, Gemini typically rules the lungs. They rule the shoulders and the arms. So these are people who will tend to have nervous tension. They will tend to have breathing issues. They will hold their arms, their shoulders quite often, the upper arms, the shoulders, where you typically be affected by a Gemini. So that's your body's warning system to say, hey, time out. You're not expressing yourself. You're not making the impact that you promised to make. And then your body will have physical symptoms. And that's its way to kind of keep you on track. So, for example, if you had this as your solar eclipse and you're having any of these symptoms, breathing, you're having upper pain in your upper arms and your elbows, hands, that's your body telling you you need to honor your contract. You're not inspiring your fellow human beings. You're not giving your gift the way you promised to give it. You're not teaching the value of communication, how important it is. That's a very powerful gift if you think about that. Having a gift in Gemini, with communication is profoundly. Imagine you have a gift of communication and something that you could say to another human being could change their life. I mean, that's huge. Now, we're also going to take the lunar eclipse. We'll look at the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. So think about it as your lesson. Now, Sagittarius is a great teacher. It's the philosopher. It's the world traveler. It's, mind expansion, different cultures, different belief systems, as an example. So usually this has to do with, breaking old patterns. Some of this could be even inherited from past lives or even from your culture. You could be born in this life in one culture that has very strict belief systems. But you came in to break out of those belief systems. You came in to expand your world. And it may seem scary because a lot of, what we are, what we know about ourselves it's tied into our skin color, it's tied into our heritage, it's tied into our culture, our environment. And a lot of times for a lot of people, things seem very scary. Things are foreign to us or different. There's a lot of fear around things that we don't understand. And a lot of people either embrace it or they don't. And people with this lunar eclipse tend to be very reluctant. But what's interesting is when they don't learn what they promised to learn, and that is to expand, their horizons, to break out of some belief systems, whether it be cultural, whether it be, any different belief system. I mean, if you think about it, your values, if you were raised to kind of marry within your own culture, and chances are you're going to fall in love with somebody completely different from you. And it's about breaking the mold in whatever is restricting you, or whatever your environment is, or whatever you brought in from a past life, say. And you either do that, and the environment has a way, the universe has a way of teaching us, what we promised to learn here. And we can either learn it, or it will impose it upon us. And some of the physical symptoms with Sagittarius would be your hips. Sagittarius rules the hip area, so it rules the upper thighs and the hips. And so when those get tight and restricted, feeling almost like arthritic, it's because part of, the way that you see the world, part of your belief system is very rigid, is very restricting. And that's why you'll have some of those physical symptoms. It also, the body wants to purge itself. So people with this lunar eclipse will often tend to have acne, whether it be on their skin or on their bodies, backs typically. It's because the body is getting rid of what it no longer needs in a belief system, because a lot of times that can come from either a past life, or it can come from, like I said, your environment in this life. And you're meant to break the mold. You're meant to go out there and see the world and to experience different cultures and experience and get yourself out of your own way. And the body will have those physical symptoms. With the acne and the boils on the skin, the body is getting rid of what it no longer wants to carry, and so it purges itself. And so when I have clients with these particular eclipses, whether it be the solar or the lunar, I let them know, and typically they go, oh my God, I'm suffering from this. Look at my back, and oh, my hips are killing me. I can't walk. There are times that, I notice that I do feel very stiff, like I feel like I can't move. And I tell them, okay, so when this is happening, when you're experiencing physical symptoms that are associated with a solar eclipse, that's your time to go, time out. Okay, what is it here, that I'm not learning? Is there something that I'm being very restricted about in my thinking? That's a good way to learn at it. A good way to look at it is what am I stuck on that I should be breaking out of, so to speak. And or with Gemini, am I missing opportunities to give my gift? So there's many different ways to look at it, and each sign has its physical symptoms. And so that's our body's natural way to let you know if you're honoring your soul contracts. And if you are, you won't have any of the physical symptoms. But if you're not, chances are that there are going to be times where you'll have some of these physical symptoms. We're going to use another example. Aries and Libra, exact opposite. Aries, typically the ram rules the head. And so let's say that your solar eclipse is in Aries. So there's going to be a time when you're very young and growing up where you're going to need to assert yourself. You're going to need to assert yourself. You're going to need to assert your own independence, your boundaries. And if you don't, you typically will have, since the ram rules the head, typically it's The left eye, twitching of the left eye is quite often common symptom of that particular eclipse. Also, bumping of the head. Anything that rules the head, migraines, bumping of the head is quite often, so anything with the head. And I can tell you, I have this particular eclipse, and yes, it does happen. And the minute my eye starts twitching, I stop myself and go, okay, Gina, what is it, that you're not asserting yourself in? Where is it that, the boundaries aren't clear, or is there something going on that you just kind of let go that you need to address, and assert yourself in? What areas is it in? Then we'll take Libra. So now Libra, it rules justice, it rules the scales, it rules balance, it rules beauty. And so, if your lunar eclipse is in Libra, it has to do with fairness. Since the scales are about relationships, in relationships you must never give more than you're willing to take or take more than you're willing to give. And that's the key for somebody with a lunar eclipse in Libra. So it really is about balance in your relationships. Typically somebody with this particular lunar eclipse will either be too giving or take too much. So it's about finding that balance. And so once again, the physical symptoms for this, because Libra rules it rules the reproductive system, so ovaries for women and prostate for men. And once again, I can tell you, I've got this particular eclipse, and when I was younger, I used to get those fibroids. I don't now, but I used to. And I've been to the hospital at least twice for them. So, these are very real physical symptoms. And, it's important that we pay attention to them because we have a contract. This is why we're here. We're here to give something to mankind. And based upon what your contract is, whether it's teaching somebody to be independent, self-sufficient, and boundaries, or it's learning, relationships are give and take. And it's, you give 50, they give 50. You don't give 100, or they take 100. It's making sure that there's a good balance, as an example. So those are just two examples of what your soul contracts are. And I'll be happy to help you figure out, if you're curious, what yours are. You can message me at the bottom of this video, or if you'd like, you can send me a message on Facebook under Complete Healing for Your Mind, Body, and Spirit, or if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, you can also contact me on Yelp. So contact me with your birthday, and we'll be happy to look at your soul contracts. I think it's a huge part of finding what your life purpose is. And it's something that's going to come naturally, and when you learn it, when you embrace it, instead of running from it, it does make the bigger picture not seem so scary. So I hope this information helps you on your journey. And best of luck, and should you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Blessings.